week, we're going to talk about embryo adoptions. A lot of people just don't know about this kind of adoption. Next week, we will talk about foster care. So this is a 6-part series, and this is number 4, embryo adoption. So I'm Steffany Aye, and this is all about adoption. So let's dig in. So with embryo adoptions, you're generally going to need between the ages 25 and 45. So let me talk about what an embryo adoption is. So an embryo adoption is when another family has gone through IVF and they have frozen embryos left over. They don't want to destroy those embryos. They view them as having life and want to give those embryos an opportunity at life by donating them to a family with the hopes that that other family becomes pregnant with that embryo and later on is able to give birth to the child. So that is what embryo adoption is. So basically you need to be able to be between the ages of 25 and 45 to be able to carry the embryo that you hopefully become pregnant with. Residents, you can be in any of the states. You can do an embryo adoption. Now, there are about 2 major players in the embryo adoption realm that assist with embryo adoptions, and each of them have a different requirement on how long you need to have been married. And for the 2 bigger programs, typically you need to be married at least 3 years before you will be approved to be into their embryo adoption program. Financial stability is just the basic, whatever would be for being approved to adopt in terms of getting your home study done. So it's going to be just showing financial stability and being able to raise a child after you give birth. So with medical, it's going to be a couple of different things. 1, it's going to be able to show you have a normal life expectancy. And 2 is going to be able to show that you are a good candidate for the program and being able to carry a child to term and or to at least be able to become pregnant. So there's going to be a couple of medical things that are considered when doing embryo adoption. With regards to being gender specific, not normally. Normally the embryos are not genetically already determined whether they are a female or a male embryo. So a lot of times you're just going to have to be able to be open to either gender. Now race, you are able to be specific on what race you would like the embryos to be. Open adoptions is actually, having a relationship with a genetic family. That's pretty common with, as I said, there's 2 major programs. One program, they just do openness, and there is communication between the adopting family and also what's called the genetic family. And there is one other program that I believe still does anonymous adoptions. So, but most are going to be openness and relationship with the genetic family following the birth of the children or child. Travel depends on which national program you choose to use. One, you travel to and you do everything there, and the other one, the embryos are brought to your state and your city, wherever your endocrinologist is, to do the transfer wherever you live. So one program you do have travel and one program you don't have travel. The wait time can be between 8 to 10 months. Generally, there's more embryos available than there are families looking to adopt. So the adoption process can usually take less than a year. The cost is anywhere from $12,000 to $16,000, with the bulk of the money really being over medical procedures. So with an embryo adoption, you just need a basic domestic home study done, and then you'll have the medical procedure for the transfer, and those are the 2 major costs that you'll have with an embryo adoption. So an embryo adoption is really ideal for a family who just really wants to be able to experience pregnancy. I know that that was important to me when I was younger and just starting my family. I really wanted to experience that part. So embryo is really important for families who want to experience pregnancy and also who want control over the pregnancy in terms of, what substances you put in your body or what you eat and different things like that. So it allows you that control of the prenatal environment of the baby. So that's what draws some families to embryo adoption. Next week, we're going to talk about foster care. So I look forward to seeing you then. Thanks. Bye.